It was so effective that capitalists said, we have to employ state power to coerce workers into not being able to do this.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Over in Sweden, Tesla is facing the largest labor action that it ever has in the history of the company, where beginning on yesterday, the 17th of October, cleaners are going to stop cleaning Tesla showrooms. Electricians will not fix the company's charging portals. Dock workers are refusing to unload Tesla cargo at Swedish ports. And postal workers are refusing to deliver mail to and from Tesla. So this is a huge, general strike by people in all sorts of industries against Tesla. It started, and now I'm reading a lot from a Wired article. Started as a strike by Tesla mechanics because Tesla is refusing to sign a collective bargaining agreement with its mechanics. For 5 years, the Industrial Workers Union IF Metal, which represents Tesla mechanics, has been trying to persuade the company to sign a collective bargaining agreement. When Tesla refused, the mechanics decided to strike at the end of October. Then they asked fellow Swedish unions to join them. Collective agreements form the backbone of the Swedish labor market model, says Michael Peterson, head of negotiations at the Electricians Union, which plans to join the blockade. Fighting for the Swedish model becomes even more crucial when it involves a large company such as Tesla. Negotiations are currently at a standstill. IF Metal spokesperson Jesper Peterson told Wired that there are no ongoing talks with Tesla as of Wednesday. And so now some unions that joined the blockade are expanding their actions in an effort to be more effective. Since November 7th, union members working at 4 Swedish ports have been refusing to unload Tesla cargo. And tomorrow, the blockade will be extended to all ports in Sweden. We don't want to unload any Tesla cars, says Jimmy Asperg, who is the president of the dock workers branch of Sweden's transport union and works at Gävle Port. We are going to allow every other car to dock, but the Tesla cars, they will stay on the ship. Hell yeah, brother. The Swedish Building Maintenance Workers Union will also join the Tesla blockade. Quote, simply because the IF Metal Workers Trade Union asked us to, says Ombudsman Torbjorn Johnson, adding that the union has around 50 members who clean Tesla locations. 4 showrooms and service centers will be affected, 3 around Stockholm and 1 in the city of Umeå. Their workshops and showrooms will not be cleaned. 3 days later, on November 20th, the SECO union, which represents postal workers, will stop delivering letters, spare parts, and pallets to all of Tesla's addresses in Sweden. Tesla is trying to gain competitive advantages by giving the workers worse wages and conditions than they would have with a collective agreement, said SECO's union president Gabriel Lavecchia in a statement. It is, of course, completely unacceptable. The last time Swedish faced off against an international company over working conditions was when toy company Toys R Us also refused to negotiate a collective agreement in 1995. After a 3-month strike that started with retail employees and spread to boycotts by other unions, the company eventually signed. So this is all fantastic news. All power to the Swedish workers, all support and solidarity with them. And this is exactly the reason that this kind of action, secondary strikes and boycotts by others in the labor movement, was made illegal in the United States. We just finished talking about how it is nonsense and incorrect and a lie that not having right to work laws is coercion by unions. We just talked about coercion. The United States government has coerced our labor movement and said it is illegal for you to support your sisters and brothers when they go on an action against a company. If workers go on strike against, widget company A, and there is a component part in widget A called widget B that is created by a different company, that separate company cannot go on strike. It is illegal for, it would be illegal for dock workers to refuse to do this in the United States. It would be illegal for the Postal Service to stop postal workers to stop delivering to Tesla. All of this stuff is illegal in the United States because it happened a couple of times in the United States. And it was so effective that capitalists said, we have to employ state power to coerce workers into not being able to do this. It's the entire reason it's illegal, because it's so effective. And so bosses have taken away our freedom to do this. We want to talk about freedom. That's
Right.
what's happening on the issue of freedom in the United States. as it
Should be
relates
your
to
right
labor.
to withhold your labor for any reason you so choose.
Yep, but it's not in the United States. Insane, absolutely bonkers. And so some other stuff that I learned about Tesla in Sweden, which was like very surprising to me, from daily union elections on Twitter. They said that Tesla is the fastest growing car company in Sweden by sales volume, now making up 7% of new car sales this year. In Norway, they're the largest auto company by sales. Norwegian unions are now threatening to block Tesla logistics because of what's happening in Sweden, which would cripple the company on a market where they have 21% of new car sales. So that's really big news for Tesla over on the other side of the pond. And again, solidarity with the Swedish workers, with the Norwegian workers, all power to them. And may American workers wake up and see the kind of power that we would have through this action, and do it in such a way that the law cannot be used against us. You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project. And you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.